Hello, this is Survival-gyver and Happy New Year. Today we're taking a look at a new fixed blade knife that's actually interesting. So let me zoom in a little bit because this is kind of on the small side, so it's about the length of my hand. Comes with this nice kydex sheath. It actually comes with a clip for putting on like a belt. But I took it off because I use a different kind of holster mechanism, but it does come with it. So kydex sheath, it's really nice. There we go. You can see this beautiful handle, and if you look, you can tell it's a full tang knife because that's pretty thick. So let's take a quick look at this. Let me move my arm around the tripod so I can do this pretty easily. And that's what we have. It is a KHU fixed blade. It's considered a tactical knife. It has no actual name other than tactical knife, which just about all of their knives are called tactical knives. So this is a budget knife. It's D2 steel. It's nice black, like a titanium coating on it. And I'm using it on all sorts of things. Got a little dirty here, but nice little compound edge going on here. Some massive amount of jimping on the back, on the top here, which is very, very comfortable. It is very, very grippy. It's very, very comfortable, and probably one of the nicest G10 handles I've ever seen. So I'm always complaining about how the handles are slippery. This is not. This has got such great grip on it. It's really, really nice. But there's a problem. And not a bad problem either. This knife, very, very comfortable in my hands. I love the jimping on the back. It's got a great form here, although if you do rub your finger on the back wall, if you're doing like fine carving or whittling or trying to do something, you will cut the skin off the back of your hand with it. So it's a sharp 90-degree angle here. I would just file this down just a little bit so it doesn't dig into your hand. That's actually the reason why I have some skin missing off the side of my finger. But the interesting problem is that it's heavy. I mean, it should be, because look how thick the blade is. Obviously, this part here is not as thick as here, but for the full tang, it is quite thick. So what do we consider heavy? Well, actually I had to make sure I charged my food scale for this. I do like the scale because it's easy to read, and unfortunately you're going to see a little bit of reflection up there from my light. I'm going to turn this on. Gotta wait for it to load here. Alright, so now it's at 0. I'm going to tear it anyway. I'm going to hit tear, and it's going to reset itself. So now we're at 0.00. It's set up for ounces. Alright, so I'm going to put this on here. And we're sitting at 9.6 ounces. It's over a half a pound. 16 ounces in a pound. Now, when you read about this online, it tells you it's 373 grams, which is like 13.2 ounces. And I figured out what they meant by that, because I couldn't come up with that with a knife alone. So I put it back in its sheath, and I put the clip on top. Now I'm at 13.3 ounces. So it's heavy. You could probably beat somebody with the handle. And get the point across without actually having to use the end of this. Now I had to sharpen this twice. There's a couple little, see if I can get this to focus. A couple little grooves in here where it's not exactly perfect. One right there too. Come on, focus. Alright, well, move this out of the side here. Turn that off. My camera's a little ADHD. It's having a hard time focusing, but you can see a little bit of debris on the edge there. So it's been sharpened. I don't know what else to say about it. It is really, really nice. It's very, very comfortable in the hand. Oddly enough, where I got this from, which is Amazon, when you go under KHU, they don't show this knife anymore. I found it under a different name brand that's selling this KHU one. So that's kind of strange. And so you know, it comes in this nice box. So, sealed there. Let's see, what does it say down here if we can read it? KHU fixed blade knife Tactica. Although it's listed as tactical, can't really see the rest, but it says camping gear with Kydex sheath, new. KH-08A. And it's got sponge on the inside. So, don't know what that's all about. If you open it up, so you got this typical foam on the inside, and you have a card. If you have any questions about our products or want to know more interesting ways to use our products, feel free to contact us at yxkhu@outlook.com. So TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at yxkhu. So that's a little hard to say, but there it is. Which actually surprised me when I got such a big box. I'm like, what the heck is this thing? Well, that's what it is. Now, let's talk about the sheath. When you look on the back side of the sheath, come on, what am I stuck on here? There we go. It looks like there's a much smaller knife on the inside. So I don't know if they use this sheath on multiple things, or that that's actually this part of the relief. That kind of little strange shape there. It doesn't quite look right, but it fits really well. Once it's in there, it makes a nice click noise. It's a little bit like a millimeter or less of movement. I'm sure if I heat this up, I can get it a little bit tighter than that. Got, of course, a drain hole in the front. And your 8 eyelets on the side. Couldn't think of the word. Could you use this as a neck knife? You probably could. I would maybe not use chain, or maybe you want to do some kind of wide paracord, almost as if it was like a bracelet thick, because I'm sure that this would strain your neck because it is almost a pound. But other than that, I'm actually quite surprised how well this is. This is, again, and I'm going to keep saying it because I'm impressed, this is the most comfortable G10 handle I've ever held. I have a lot of knives. I actually prefer G10 over most things. This is super comfortable, with the exception of how this very sharp end down here is. If you really wanted to, you could probably flatten a little bit on this top here for like a ferrocerium rod striker, but it does have a lanyard hole in it. You may need to use it because of how heavy it is. But this thing, again, is, I'm just going to call it a beefy boy. It is a really nice knife, but it's heavy. D2 steel is, of course, just a regular style, nothing fancy steel. This would be fine for batoning wood, making tinder shavings if necessary, cleaning up carcass, whatever you need. This is a great camp style knife. Very, very strong. I love it. So, nice way to start the year. Obviously, it's probably made in China, but I don't know because there's so little information about this knife. I will put their website link in the description and to where I found it on Amazon. It is a budget knife. It's about $30 or $40 depending on which site you go to. I believe it's $40 on their site and $30 on Amazon, something like that. So you just got to take a look. But that's it. Thank you for watching about the KHU. It's such a weird one, but it is a really cool knife. Thank you for watching. Questions or comments, leave it below, and I will answer them as soon as I can. Up top here is probably going to be some kind of link to the other knife reviews I've done. So you may want to take a look at that, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful new year.